Hey, I'm Steve, welcome to my channel. Well, it's been said that rock is dead, but I'm here to tell you, I don't believe it. And I'm going to show you why you shouldn't believe it either. So Gene Simmons has been famously noted saying that rock is dead. Are you like me and think that maybe it's because he's just a little bitter that their band became more of a novelty than a serious rock band?
Just a minute, you! Them's fighting words!
Hold the hate, hold the hate. I love Kiss just as much as anyone else, just not the corporate version. As I've said before in other videos, nothing compares to their old stuff. Anyway, are you one of those who believe that rock is dead? Well, today I'm going to show you why I think rock is still going strong, and hopefully I can make a believer out of you. I'm now an Amazon associate and I have links to the music for all the bands I'm talking about in this video, as well as equipment that I use to make my videos or my music. It's all listed down below in the description, and I could earn a small commission on qualifying purchases. So if you check it out, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. It's true, the life of the mega rich rock star has passed. Record companies have for too long treated musicians as commodities, something to be bled dry of all their talented resources and then cast aside like an old dish rag. The reality is, so many got sucked into the rock star lifestyle that it destroyed their drive, creativity, and in some cases their lives. Some, however, were able to climb up out of the depths, and they breathed new life into their careers and continued on. We are blessed to have so many wonderful bands from the 70s and up still performing, albeit the bands from the 70s are quickly dwindling, but I think that's kind of a good thing. Seeing our aged heroes performing at subpar levels detracts from the wonderful music that they gave us. They should be remembered for their heyday, not for their end-of-the-road tours. But even with that, some of these bands have put out new music you may or may not have known about. Some a good addition to their catalog, such as the Rolling Stones 2023 release Hackney Diamond. When the whole wide world's against you. Foghat's 2023 release Sonic Mojo. I'm driving on. Alice Cooper's 2023 release Road. The dead don't dance. And Iggy Pop's 2023 release of Every Loser. Yeah, these are all aging bands. Does that mean that when they're gone, so is rock? No way. There are a ton of great bands out there right now, some older, some younger, but they're all putting out some really good music, and you might not even know about it. Well, never fear, I've got a list just for you that will make your ears bleed the way rock intended. This is by no means an exhaustive list, just some samples for you to sink your teeth into. All are available on streaming and at all the music stores. Also, check out Frontier Records and Rat Pack Records to find more of these artists, as well as the ones I'm going to talk about right now, as well as Napalm Records. So let's start with bands leading the way in reviving the classic rock from the 60s and 70s with an updated sound. First up, Greta Van Fleet. This band hails out of Frankenmuth, Michigan, and was formed in 2012 by brothers Josh, Jake, and Sam Kiska. Their sound is eerily similar to Led Zeppelin, and they seem to embrace that. Their latest is Starcatcher. It was released in 2023. Second, Dirty Honey. This band formed in 2017 in LA, California. Their sound has a tasty blues rock sound and feel and gets the head bobbing right away. Their latest release in 2023 was Can't Find the Brakes. That's a great album. Third, Rival Sons. They were formed in 2009 in Long Beach, California. These guys have a raunchier 70s sound, but it is awesome. Latest release from 2023 is Lightbringer. Check it out. Now, of course, there are a ton others. Goodbye June, Tyler Bryant and the Shakedown, and Crown Lands. That's just to name a few. There are so many. Check them out. Next, let's touch on the bands reviving the 80s style and sound. Updated, of course. First, and everyone probably knows these guys, Steel Panther. Now, they were formed in 2000. Okay, now They are a bit controversial because they are making fun of the genre a bit. All right, well, a lot. And it doesn't sit well with some people. And their songs are usually pretty explicit about sex, so it's not really safe for young ears or those easily offended. But they are amazing players, and they do write some awesome songs. Their latest is On the Prowl, released in 2023, and it has some great music and very raunchy lyrics. Be warned, every song is flagged explicit, so parental guidance is suggested. She's got the eyes of a panther. She got lips like Satan. Second, Revolution Saints. These guys were formed in 2015, and they were an American supergroup consisting of Dean Castronovo of Journey on drums and vocals, and their current members are Dean, Joel Hoekstra on guitar, and Jeff Pilson on bass. These guys are awesome. Dean has an amazing voice, and the songs are strong lyrically as well as musically. Their latest release from 2024 is Against the Wind. Third, The End Machine. This band was formed in 2018 and is another American supergroup, consisting of George Lynch on guitar, Jeff Pilson on bass, Steve Brown on drums, and Girish Pradhan on vocals. 80s metalheads may recognize George and Jeff. They were originally with Dokken. Now, I was a huge Dokken fan, and George is one of my heroes. This stuff is awesome. Their latest release from 2024 is Quantum Phase, and it completely rocks. I have to include a fourth here because Sweden is putting out some great music. Fourth is Lipz. This band hails out of Sweden. They're formed in 2011 with brothers Alexander Klinkberg on vocals and guitar, Kaffe Klinkberg's on drums, with Connie Savar on guitar and Chris Young on bass. These guys adopted a look. It's a cross between Kiss and Motley Crue. Their songs are pretty rocking, and it does offer an updated 80s sound. Their latest release in 2024 is Changing the Melody, and it's got some great stuff. Now let's check out some bands that are carrying on the sound of the 90s. First up, Blacktop Mojo. This band was formed in Palestine, Texas in 2012 with current members Matt James on vocals, Nathan Gillis on drums, Chris Davis on bass, Malcolm Boer on lead guitar, and Ryan Kiefer on rhythm guitar. They have a great sound, awesome songs. Check out the latest release from 2024 called Pollen. Second, Small Town Titans. This band is a power trio formed in 2011 when they met at Lebanon Valley College in York, Pennsylvania. It consists of Phil Freeman as the singer and bassist, Ben Giles on guitar, and Jonathan O'Neill on drums. They have some great stuff, and their latest album was released in 2020. It's called The Ride Deluxe Version. They seem to try to release new stuff every couple of years, so they'll probably do. Check them out. Third, Joyous Wolf. Hailing from Southern Cali and formed in 2014, this band consists of vocalist Nick Reese, guitarist Blake Allard, bassist Greg Baccio, and drummer Robert Sodaro. Their sound is reminiscent of the Black Crowes to me, and they do have a cool bluesy sound. Their latest release was in 2019 called Place and Time. On to the 2000s, and some of these bands have been around the entire time, and they're still putting out music. First, one of my favorites, Shinedown. Formed in 2001 in Jacksonville, Florida, the current members are Brent Smith on vocals, Barry Kirch on drums, Zach Myers on guitar and piano, Eric Bass on bass, and these guys never seem to put out a bad song. One of the best concerts I've ever been to. Their latest release is from 2022. It's called Planet Zero. Second, Halestorm. They were formed in 1997 and consist of current members Lizzie Hale on vocals and rhythm guitar, brother RJ Hale on drums, Joe Hottinger on lead guitar, and Josh Smith on bass and keyboards. Lizzie's voice is phenomenal, and another band, I just don't think they've ever put out a bad song. I love everything they do. Now, Lizzie is currently the 2024 lead vocalist for Skid Row. I don't know how long that'll last, but that's what she's doing right now. Halestorm's latest release was from 2022 called Back from the Dead. Third, The Pretty Reckless. Formed in New York City in 2009 and consists of Taylor Momsen on lead vocals. Now, you might remember her as Cindy Lou Who in Jim Carrey's The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Current members are Ben Phillips on lead guitar, Mark Damon on bass, and Jamie Perkins on drums. Taylor's voice is great and the music is tight. She stepped out onto the raunchy side, but their songs are good old rock and roll. Their latest release was Other Worlds in 2022. Gotta include a fourth here too. Hall of Flame, formed by Kurt Vanderhoof of Metal Church. He plays guitar with Brian Smith on bass, Tom Weber on drums, and Ron Loud on vocals. They have a new album coming out in May of 2024, and it promises to be a rocker. Now, there are others to check out. The Treatment out of the UK, Issa out of Norway, Dorothy from the US, and Storm Warning from Argentina. These guys are awesome. Check out these bands. There's all kinds of stuff for you to get into. All right, there are others I just can't leave out because I think they're awesome. Mammoth WVH. Yeah, this is Wolfgang Van Halen's band. He's putting out some great music, and it's not like his dad's. It's not like old Van Halen. It's got his own style, and it's awesome. Their sophomore offering was released in 2023. Another band that's been around for a while, Buckcherry. They released a new album in 2023 as well. It's great stuff. Avenged Sevenfold's latest album was released in 2023 as well. Another one, Pop Evil. They released Skeletons in 2023. Okay, so we've talked about rock. How about metalcore? Destroy, Rebuild Until God Shows released their latest album in 2023. Pierce the Veil released their Jaws of Life in 2023 as well. You like the blues? I got you covered. Kenny Wayne Shepherd is one of my favorites, and they just released Dirt on My Diamonds in 2023. Great album. Joe Bonamassa released Blues Deluxe Volume 2 in 2023. Here's a band you may not have heard of, Cardinal Black. This features the amazing young Chris Buck. This guy is awesome. If you have not heard him play, you've got to check him out right away. He is phenomenal. Now, this is just a taste of what's out there if you look for it. But what if your tastes are a bit heavier? What about some metal? Metal! We've got the mighty Judas Priest. They just released new music in 2024 called Invincible Shield. This has exactly what you expect from Priest, and it will melt your face. Another band that you may not have heard of, the Lords of Black. They're from Spain. They just released their new album, Mechanics of Periphery, in 2024. Armarante is a Swedish heavy metal band, and they've got a new album called The Catalyst. It's out in 2024. Evergrey, another Swedish band, their latest release was in 2023, From Dark Discoveries to Heartless Portraits. Out of Australia, Exul. They released a new album called Ne Obliviscaris in 2023. So you like prog or gent? Got you covered there too. Polyphia. Their latest release was a live album, live at the factory in Deep Ellum. Periphery released Periphery 5, Gent is Not a Genre in 2023. Okay, what about Guitar Heroes? Steve Vai and Joe Satriani release music pretty regular, and they just released a joint single. Orianthi released her latest Rock Candy in 2022, but she releases pretty regular too. Check her out. One of my new favorites, Nita Strauss. She released The Call of the Void in 2023. She rocks. And unless you've been sleeping under a rock, you already know that Ace Frehley released 10,000 Volts in 2024. And finally, Mick Mars released The Other Side of Mars in 2024. Heck, there's so much new music coming out, even Arnold Schwarzenegger's releasing some new music. Well, they're covers, but hey, it's new.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Okay, maybe not Arnold, but the point is the music's there. The record companies have decided for you that it's not important. They would rather have you listening to Lady Gaga, Beyonce, and Taylor Swift. Screw that. There are links in the description for all of these bands for you to check out. So what do you think? Did I convince you? Are you now a believer? Do you think Gene is wrong and I'm right? I don't know. Let me know. Did I miss a band you think deserves to be mentioned? Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, do me a favor, smash the like button. If you'd like to see more stuff like this, consider subscribing. Until next time, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't care what Gene says. Rock's not dead. Take care.